Deep in the Amazon rainforest, something is hunting you. Not a jaguar, not an anaconda. Something smaller, far smaller, but capable of causing more pain than almost any creature on Earth. The question is, which insect holds that title? Which one out of the millions crawling, flying, and burrowing through this jungle is truly the deadliest? By the end of this video, you will know, and you will never look at the forest floor the same way again. The Amazon basin covers more than 5 million square kilometers. It holds roughly 10% of all species on Earth. And in that tangle of roots, rivers, and rotting wood, nature has been running an arms race for millions of years. Every creature here is either a predator, prey, or both. And the insects, the ones most people barely notice, have evolved some of the most sophisticated weapons in the animal kingdom. There are wasps that paralyze tarantulas, ants that strip a cow to bones in hours, beetles with jaws strong enough to crush through bark. The competition for survival here is ruthless. But one insect stands above them all, not because it is the biggest, not because it moves the fastest, but because of what it does to the human body, and the sheer scale at which it operates. Meet Paraponera clavata, the bullet ant. It gets its name from the people who have been stung by it. Indigenous communities across Central and South America describe the sensation as being shot. A clean, sudden, overwhelming blast of pain that does not fade, not in 10 minutes, not in an hour. Dr. Justin Schmidt, an entomologist who spent his career cataloging insect stings, created what is known as the Schmidt Sting Pain Index. It rates insect stings from 1 to 4. A honeybee lands at a 2, a paper wasp a 3. The bullet ant is the only insect to score a 4+. Off the chart. Schmidt himself described it as, and this is a direct quote, pure, intense, brilliant pain, like walking over flaming charcoal with a 3-inch nail embedded in your heel. And it lasts for 24 hours. The venom responsible is a neurotoxin called Paraponera. It disrupts the nervous system, forcing pain signals to fire continuously. Your body is not actually being damaged beyond the sting itself, but your nerves cannot stop screaming. This is not venom designed to kill prey. This is venom designed to send a message. A message so loud, so impossible to ignore that whatever disturbed the nest will never make that mistake again. A single bullet ant sting is an experience most people would describe as life-altering. But bullet ants do not live alone. A mature colony can contain several hundred to a few thousand workers, all female, all capable of stinging, all operating as a single coordinated organism. They forage day and night. They climb trees up to 30 meters high, harvesting nectar and small insects, then carry their haul back to the colony. Their trails are so consistent that indigenous people have used them as navigation guides through the forest, and they are fiercely territorial. Disturb a bullet ant, step too close, grab the wrong branch, brush against the wrong tree trunk, and within seconds the chemical alarm signals spread through the colony. The ants do not retreat. They do not bluff. They attack, and they keep attacking until the threat is gone. In the forest, that threat might be a coati, a tamandua, a human who is not paying attention. And here is where it gets truly remarkable. Most venomous insects deliver their payload and move on. The venom does its work: paralysis, tissue damage, immune response, and either the prey dies or the predator retreats. Paraponera does something different. It binds to sodium channels in nerve cells and locks them open. In a healthy nervous system, pain signals fire, peak, and then the body regulates them. Paraponera removes that regulation entirely. The signal keeps firing, and firing, and firing. Victims report uncontrollable shaking, temporary paralysis of the stung limb, cold sweats, in some cases hallucinations, not because the venom is affecting the brain directly, but because the body's response to sustained, extreme pain begins to overwhelm normal function. And through all of this, the ant itself is barely affected. It moves on. It goes back to work. There is a reason scientists are studying Paraponera for potential medical applications. A molecule that can control nerve signals this precisely, if it can be understood and reversed, has implications for pain research and neurology. Nature built this weapon over millions of years. Humans are only beginning to understand it. Here is where the story takes a turn most people never expect. The Satere-Mawe people of the Brazilian Amazon have lived alongside bullet ants for thousands of years, and they did not just learn to avoid them. They made them the centerpiece of their most important rite of passage. Young men who wish to be recognized as warriors must complete an initiation ritual. Bullet ants are collected from the forest, sedated temporarily using a natural solution, and then woven, alive, into gloves made from leaves. When the ants wake, they are angry. The initiate puts on the gloves. For 10 minutes they wear them. Hands inside, hundreds of bullet ants stinging continuously. And they must do this not once, but 20 times over the course of months or years before the ritual is considered complete. The pain is extraordinary. The shaking, the temporary paralysis, the hours of agony afterward, all of it is considered part of the process. The Satere-Mawe believe that if you have faced the bullet ant and endured, you are ready to face anything the forest can offer. This is not a reckless ritual. It is a deeply intentional one, a way of building respect for pain, for the forest, and for the creatures that live in it. This brings us back to the question, the deadliest insect in the Amazon. Is the bullet ant the answer? It depends on how you define deadly. Army ants kill more prey by sheer overwhelming numbers. Assassin bugs can transmit Chagas disease, which kills tens of thousands of people each year across South America, though most cases occur outside the Amazon itself. The Amazonian giant centipede, technically not an insect but often grouped with them, is large enough to hunt bats. But in terms of raw, direct, individual impact on the human nervous system, in terms of a single encounter that you will never ever forget, nothing in the Amazon comes close to the bullet ant. It does not need to kill you. That is almost beside the point. It changes you. It rewires for a day the way your body processes existence. That is a power that very few creatures on Earth possess. And it does so with a weapon no larger than a grain of sand delivered by an insect you could crush between 2 fingers, if you were willing to get that close. So, the deadliest insect in the Amazon. Not the biggest, not the fastest, not the one most people name when they think of danger. It is an ant, 1 centimeter long, living in colonies beneath the roots and along the trunks of the rainforest, carrying nectar, building empires in the dark. The bullet ant does not want to sting you. It wants to work. But if you cross it, if you give it reason, it will deliver the most intense pain a living creature can produce, and it will do so without hesitation, without mercy, and without any awareness that you are anything more than a problem to be solved. The Amazon is not dangerous because of its size. It is dangerous because of what hides in the details. In the leaves, in the roots, in the quiet spaces between the trees. Pay attention to the small things. In this forest, the small things bite back. If you want to see more of the Amazon's most extraordinary creatures, the ones science is still trying to understand, make sure you subscribe, because next time we are going inside the world of the insect that turns its host into a living tomb. You do not want to miss that one.